I entered the secret door and left those dungeons behind. Ahead of me was a less dank portion of the basement. According to Mike, there had to be an elevator somewhere that went to General X's office, which should ultimately hold the original helicopter key. On the other hand, Robert told me that he heard of a special room with an X on its door, which could alternatively hold a copy of that key. Either option was fine as long as I could get a hold of a damn working key. And thus my search of the basement began. A door marked with an X, just like Robert told me. There it was, the secret room where they kept the helicopter key.
Why would they keep a key in such a creepy place instead of an office?
The more I thought about it, the more things felt out of place. I had a strange feeling, like a gut feeling that something was just wrong.
Mr. Fox, you have finally arrived.
General X?
The same. Are you searching for a key, Mr. Fox? Perhaps one for a helicopter? You won't find it here, Mr. Fox. I'm afraid that your contact has betrayed you.
Fuck.
Don't blame him. He's been the victim of my counterintelligence.
Right there, in front of me, was General X, the puppet master of Operation Jericho. Not only was he a merciless, psychopathic asshole, he was so smart that he could predict my every move. For starters, he tricked me and Robert into searching for this room.
You had us waiting longer than expected, Mr. Fox.
If you drew some arrows in the labyrinth, I would have come sooner.
That would remove a certain charm, don't you think? By the way, I brought some company.
Colonel! Doctor!
I see you're already acquainted. I'll get to the point, Mr. Fox. Surrender. Otherwise, we'll start executing our guests.
There were too many people. If I opened fire, Harris and the doctor could die.
Let me guess. You're considering the option of shooting, but you know that Harris and the doctor could die.
Fuck, yeah. He read my mind, but that asshole X was a clean shot. If I shot quickly, I could kill him.
Now you're probably thinking I'm stupid for being so exposed, and that you can kill me with a quick enough shot. If you shoot and kill me, that would be the end of the final boss of all of this. You'd be a hero. Do you really have such a low opinion of my intellect, Mr. Fox?
Shit. This was part of his plan. He was here on purpose. I was thinking that he might have worn a bulletproof vest.
By now, you should be thinking that I'm wearing a bulletproof vest. Shooting an armored man would be foolish, don't you think?
Fuck. He read my mind once again. But even if his body was covered, his head was not. One bullet between his eyes and goodbye.
But you're not a quitter, Mr. Fox. It's only logical that you'd consider shooting me in the head. I will admit, a challenging yet possible shot. An Olympian trial of marksmanship, reflexes, and luck. Let me spare you the trouble. Sergeant!
Yes, sir.
Shoot me in the head at point blank range.
But, sir.
That's an order.
Yes, sir.
The bullet went through his head, but the bastard was unfazed.
Return to your post, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
What you're staring at in awe, Mr. Fox, is a projected image of myself.
A hologram?
Precisely, Mr. Fox. And now that it's obvious that you can't kill me, let's conclude the matter of your surrender. Or are there not enough dead bodies to convince you?
Just give me 10 seconds to think about it.
Of course.
It's okay. I surrender. There it was, General X's private elevator.
Mr. Fox.
Colonel! Do you know what I find ironic?
Do tell, Mr. Fox.
That the two soldiers standing behind the doctor and the colonel, the ones supposed to execute them, are actually the ones that'll save their lives.
Fascinating. How do you figure?
Meat shields.
Meat shields. For what?
Bricks.
What?
Doctor!
I'm fine. What happened?
An explosion. The guard behind you received the brunt of it. Colonel!
He's alive. Looks like he just blacked out.
We have to leave before reinforcements arrive. I'm taking Harris with me.
It's best not to move him. We don't know if he has any fractures or internal wounds.
I'll take the risk. He can't stay here. Doctor, let's go!
I'm not coming, Fox.
Why not?
There are injured that require my attention, and I don't want to leave my father alone.
What? They were going to kill you!
No, they weren't. It was just a trick to catch you. And if I leave, my father won't work and they'll kill him. Run! Go away!
I'll come back for you with the cavalry. You have my word. I left that room, carrying the colonel.
Wait, you're saying that you managed to rescue Colonel Harris?
That's correct.
Well, Mr. Fox, let's see what you invent to remove him from this story.
Lieutenant, we found a corpse in the remains of the helicopter.
What? Who is he?
We don't know, Lieutenant. It was totally carbonized by the fire.
Take him to the lab. I want a forensic analysis done yesterday. Do you understand me, Wachowski?
Yes, sir.
Fuck. We killed Colonel Harris. May God forgive us.
No, he's not Harris. The colonel died a month ago in an ambush. These are his personal belongings, his dog tag, his watch. Don't you remember, Sergeant? We found them on his corpse. That man has never seen the colonel. He's just trying to confuse us with his lies. Fuck's sake, he has absolutely no evidence for what he's saying.
I have this.
But what? If I'm not mistaken, it's a graduation ring for the 48th Commission of Officer Candidate School.
Colonel Harris graduated in the 48th Commission of Officer Candidate School.
Sergeant, you don't believe him, do you?
With all due respect, sir, I only said that Colonel Harris graduated in the 48th Commission of Officer Candidate School.
He's trying to fool us, Sergeant. I remind you that there are more rings like this one.
Yes, but not with the same smell.
It reeks of shit.
Sir, permission to smell the ring? Fuck. It smells just like Colonel Harris's anus.
What? How the hell do you know what the colonel's anus smells like?
I'm not authorized to reveal that information, sir.
Fuck. This is getting out of hand. Mr. Fox, continue your story. Let's see if we can finish this once and for all.
I went up in the private elevator of...
Lieutenant, they found a bullet in the carbonized corpse head.
A bullet?
So it wasn't us after all. Colonel Harris was murdered.
Hey, friend, don't look at me. I haven't killed anyone.
I'm not your friend.
For fuck's sake, shut up. Wachowski, send the bullet to Science Officer Hollister for analysis. And tell him to collate it with the gun Mr. Fox had on him. Maybe we'll have a surprise. I want the results of that 5 minutes ago. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Wow! That asshole General X had some cool music equipment. multi-band equalizer, auto-amplified subwoofer, and... no way. Double-deck cassette player. Fuck, you could record directly from one cassette to another. Fuck! I found out that bastard kept a fully stocked armory behind his office. I finally reached the last floor.
Lieutenant, we already have the ballistics results.
And?
You are right, sir. Ballistics established that the bullet was fired from Mr. Fox's gun.
You killed Colonel Harris, you bastard!
Sergeant, behave.
Sir, permission to execute that assassin!
Permission denied. First off, we can't confirm the identity of the victim until we have the forensics report. Second, according to policy, Mr. Fox has the right to finish his story. Mr. Fox, continue. And you better not contradict the evidence we're collecting.
Mr. Fox, leaving so soon and without a farewell. That's not very neighborly of you. And what's that on your shoulder? That's personal property, Mr. Fox. Haven't your parents taught you never to steal?
General X stood in my way, assuming it was really him and not another hologram.
Are you asking yourself if I'm another hologram?
Well, yeah.
No, not this time. It is I, in the flesh.
Good. Then I'll...
Put a bullet in my head.
You read my mind.
Please tell me, Mr. Fox, how does one shoot that which they cannot see?
What? What the fuck?
Do you like my new device, Mr. Fox? Optical electronic hollow camouflage, the latest in nanotechnology. Obviously, if you start firing randomly, there's still a chance I may be hit. I believe dumb luck is a concept you're fond of? So if you don't mind, I invite you to expend some ammunition with some friends.